What's your vision for building a cloud platform?
Honestly, my vision is not to build a cloud platform. There's 100 different AWS services and 20 different open source frameworks that I can grab and put together. I should not be building this from scratch. In fact, just before this conversation, we were talking with my engineering team about the newest Git repository that we want to get. And if I ever say we want to build a Git repo ourselves, like that's not a good idea. So the real magic is in taking all these things, all these tools and technologies, and assembling them into a platform, right? And then letting the application teams build really cool stuff on top. That's the magic.
So if GWCP is built using off-the-shelf services, could anyone else do this?
Not really, right? I mean, the question is, actually, let me back up a second. Maybe, but not at the scale that we can, right? It's what one customer can do is maybe the same thing that we can, but they can't do it at the scale that we can, right? So it doesn't make sense for them to build all these cool features because they're not going to invest the money to put in a cloud console. Why would they, right? They're the only users. But we, who have 400 users, we do have the incentive to do that. And so all the really cool features, log shipping, cloud console, certificate management, we've got the incentive to do that, and we've got the scale to make that reasonable. And so I guess the answer is yes, customers could do it, but they probably wouldn't.
Talk a little bit about the pace that your team is working at.
So it's a pretty standard sort of SaaS pace, right? Which to other people sounds very fast. We release every 2 weeks, which to, more traditional applications, that sounds crazy fast. But if you were looking at, most modern websites that release multiple times a day, that actually feels a little slow. But yeah, we release every 2 weeks. We try to make small incremental improvements. The good news is that we can see the benefit of what we're releasing immediately and get feedback on if it's being used and by who. The little bit of the bad news is that it's sort of a never-ending backlog, right? You're always adding. There's never a point where I can say, that big release, we worked so hard on it last year and now it's finally out. It's an ongoing pace where you're always looking to deliver something every 2 weeks. So it's an exciting and fast pace that I like living in. But sometimes I do miss those parties we used to have at the end of the release cycle.
How does that pace change your ability to maintain the platform?
It's much easier to maintain things when you are releasing every 2 weeks. So a new technology comes out and I can replace it in a month. If I have a feature that a customer asks for and I go, wow, that's a great idea, I can have it in the product by next week. So it does make things a lot easier to update and keep current. And that's the pace that we live in these days, right? These AWS services that we use, any kind of technology that we use, these are things that get updated multiple times a month, sometimes multiple times a year for sure. So it's not just a nice thing, it's a must-have these days for a platform to be able to be updated this fast, or else I'm just not going to be able to keep up with the pace of technology improvements.
I once heard you telling someone that building a cloud platform is a lot like maintaining a car. What was that about?
Kind of, yeah. It's not about maintaining a car as much as it is about maintaining a car shop, right? So if you are a car person, my dream car is a 1967 Chevy Impala, by the way. But if I ever get one, the kind of tools that I can have at home are what a car hobbyist would have, right? But I'm never going to be able to have all the things that a professional car shop has, right? And so my job in terms of maintaining a platform is like maintaining that professional car shop, right? Any one of our customers is an auto enthusiast. They can probably buy some really cool toys and get a really decent home garage going. And the only reason they want to come to my professional car shop is if I have all the cool things that they can't. Otherwise, if all I'm doing is maintaining my own hobbyist garage, then what's the point? They can stay home and do that. They can host the software themselves. The magic in building a platform like this is in building all the cool things, all the cool machinery, all the cool tools, all the cool gadgets that they can't afford and that we can because we're servicing 400 car enthusiasts.
Gal, you just mentioned 400 enthusiasts. We do have 400 customers and they have a world of experience managing Guidewire software. How are we taking advantage of that experience?
We take advantage of it by talking to them a lot. Sometimes I think some of our customers get tired of talking to me on the phone or to my team, but we talk to them a lot, right? We've got weekly calls with some of them, in some cases even faster than that. But we talk, we determine the features that they need, what's working for them, what's not working for them. I'll be honest with you, I actually want to go for an 80% success rate. That means that 20% of the features that I release might not end up being used. And the reason for that is because in a modern SaaS world, you need to take some risk. And you can with that fast release cycle. If 100% of my features are successful, I feel like I'm not taking enough risks, right? So we talk to them all the time. We measure their usage of the platform, both proactively by talking to them again, and then also passively by just observing what's going on in the product. And then we're just constantly seeing what features are working, what's not working, what are the problems that are coming up, where they're getting stuck, and we adjust accordingly. It's an ever-moving process that always aims for perfection and never quite gets there. But, it's a good goal to aim for.
The P&C industry is very nuanced, and how each of our insurers serve their customers can be very unique. How does the platform accommodate for this?
So the answer to that is by talking this time to our app product management team, right? And if you remember, my scope is the platform. My team basically owns the how we do things in Guidewire Cloud. The app teams owns the what we're doing. And so I'm talking to them all the time. They say, hey, we need this cool new features. Our customers want to do new LOBs on demand and auto-generate the APIs. Great. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Instead, my platform does dictate a little bit about how to do it. So for example, what environments you want to develop your code and push your code up through, but it doesn't tell you what to do. And so that's it is a balancing game to some extent, right? Because we're always saying, okay, how can we deliver the what while also being opinionated on the how? But yeah, again, it's just an ever-moving process where we talk to our app team partners. They tell us the features that they want to put on the platform, and then we provide support for that, and we provide support for the how.
On a related note, how does it change the dynamic when every customer is running on the same foundation?
So that's the dream of any product manager, and honestly, the dream of every engineer, right? Because that enables us to upgrade and change the foundation quickly and rapidly without disturbing anybody who's on the platform. And if you think about even that word foundation, what does it imply in housing, right? If I have to rebuild the foundation every time I make changes to the house, that's a nightmare. Anybody who's ever had a contractor in their house knows how horrible that sounds, right? So the goal is to have everybody on the same foundation, which is solid, which has all the connections to the public infrastructure you need, and you do not have to worry about that. We take care of that. We got the foundation. To you, it's completely invisible. All you need to care about is how you want to decorate your house. And that may still require some work, and you may still need to work with Guidewire on that, but you don't have to worry about digging up the foundation and connecting to the public water system every time you want to put a new outlet in your kitchen.
How is Guidewire's view of what's important to P&C insurers unique?
I don't know if it's unique as much as it is comprehensive, right? Guidewire has the most experience by far in the industry. We have hundreds of customers all over the world, and they're all telling us how insurance should operate. And I benefit from that as a platform person because honestly, I came into Guidewire knowing platforms really well, but not knowing insurance that well. And so coming in, I was able to say, hey, we need to build a true cloud native platform this way or that way. But then I have people here at Guidewire who are capable of telling me, hold on, Gal, the insurance business is somewhat unique and they need to do some things that are not the same as other SaaS platforms. And so the benefit that I gain as a platform leader is just incredible from that, because otherwise I would have built a very generic platform, right? And what I have built is a platform specifically for an insurance SaaS product. And those two are not the same thing. So that's how I benefit from Guidewire's experience. And honestly, that's how it's unique. It's just the breadth of that experience is incredible. I talk every day with people who've been in the insurance industry for 10, 20 years, and I wouldn't be able to do my work successfully without that.
It sounds like you're also able to see how a lot of different insurers are using Guidewire Cloud Platform.
Yeah, we are. I mean, now that we've got some customers on Guidewire Cloud Platform, we are. The first couple were a little nerve-wracking because I think we were making some educated guesses in some cases. But now that we've got 15, 16 customers on the platform, yeah, we're literally able to see how they want to use the platform, what features they're clicking on, what features are not using that well. And that tells us a lot more, right? Because again, we've had experience from 400 customers who are doing this already self-managed, which is very educational for how they want to do it in the cloud, but not completely one for one. So having a good number of customers on our cloud platform now is even more educational. And we're able to respond to that very quickly and provide them with new features almost on the fly. We had a customer request a feature 4 weeks ago that we were able to get into production just 2 days ago. And that's very gratifying to see us being able to deliver features on short notice like that. And it's gratifying for the customer as well.
I can remember working with you a little while ago when it wasn't quite this easy.
Oh my God, yeah. The first couple of customers were nerve-wracking, right? Because we started building this platform, and those customers were amazing to work with. They were wonderful early adopters, but there's still a lot of pressure on us. We want to be good to our customers. So building this platform very quickly, iterating on it with those customers. And then, of course, Corona happened, and we're all trying to figure out a new way to work. And we had to actually make some changes to the platform to accommodate some of those things. Yeah, the first few customers were very nerve-wracking. I still remember the first customer going live, and that was a good day. I'm not as stressed now. The 16th and 17th customers, are a lot more routine, and I don't have as many late-night wake-up calls. In fact, I haven't had any in a month or two now, so that's good. But the first few were an interesting experience. But that's how it is with every new product. It's the first few customers. You got to pick a good couple of early adopters to work with you. And I wish I could name them, but they were wonderful, and I thank them very much. And yeah, here we are.
You've mentioned our customers a number of times. Can you talk about the partnership that we have with them?
Yeah, so each one of these movements to the cloud is really a partnership, right? Because we literally, I wouldn't say handhold, but we have a lot of conversations with the customer on what they're looking for, what they're not seeing right now, either in their legacy system or their self-managed Guidewire system. And then we want to make sure that if we have gaps between what they expect and what we have, we either want to make sure we address those gaps by building new features, or in some cases, we're going to go back to the customer and say, listen, this is how things work on the Guidewire Cloud Platform. It's not exactly what you're used to. Here's a different way of doing things. Are you okay with that? So it truly is a partnership. What we don't want to do is we don't want to surprise people, right? We don't want people to get the Guidewire Cloud Platform and be like, whoa, what's this? I'm missing all the features I expected to have here. My goal is no surprises. The surprises are bad. Good surprises or bad surprises, they're all bad. So I want everything to be a good conversation in which we prepare our customers, we ask them what they're expecting, we set expectations correctly. I want things to be casual and relaxed, and like I said, no surprises. But so yeah, each one of these is definitely a very close relationship. We assign sponsors to each customer to make sure that they get to the cloud successfully. We assign product management sponsors so that they can work with us and tell us the features that they need. We want to work closely with them. We want each one of these to be successful.
With a lot more customers using Guidewire Cloud, what kind of results have they seen?
We've been working with them for a few months now to get them on Guidewire Cloud Platform. They've been, first of all, let me just take this moment. I know we're not supposed to do personal call outs, but let me just take a moment to say thank you to the American Family team. You folks have been great. You've been wonderful to work with. When this whole shelter in place is done, I hope to come to your office, and I'm bringing beer, folks, because it's been a really great experience to work with you. And I thank you for all the time that you've spent with us to make Guidewire Cloud Platform successful.
Well, I know you and the team have put a lot of hard work into Guidewire Cloud Platform, and it must be rewarding to see it coming to life for our customers.
Yeah, it's really rewarding, right? Not just to see customers go live on it, but even to see customers just using features, right? The first time somebody pressed the deploy button, I know it sounds silly, but that's what we engineers celebrate. The first time a customer pressed the deploy button, they didn't even know about it. We were just tracking the deploys, and the whole team had a party that we got our first successful deploy on Guidewire Cloud Platform. So yeah, it's incredibly gratifying. And then it's really gratifying to see customers go live, right? To see customers actually process claims and write policies on our platform, that was really gratifying. And the whole team was very excited when we started seeing that. And then, yeah, at this point, we have, let me think, about 25, customers who signed up for Guidewire Cloud. We've got, 10 or 11 of them in production, and 3 of them have actually updated to the latest version of InsuranceSuite, which is Aspen, which was another huge party for us because we were able to upgrade a customer from the previous version on Guidewire Cloud Platform to Aspen on Guidewire Cloud Platform in days, which for anybody familiar with Guidewire version upgrades, that's a really cool thing. And the platform was a big part of that. So yeah, it's really gratifying for us to see customers not just using the features, but also get the value of the platform and get their money's worth out of what we built for them. To me, as a product person, that's really gratifying. But I should just say though, because it makes it sound like, hey, we're done, we're all going home. Everybody, you can turn off the lights and the development is done. But I just want to be clear, like, we've got a lot of really cool ideas for Guidewire Cloud Platform. We've got a pretty aggressive roadmap for 2021, and we look forward to working with a lot more of our customers on getting them into the cloud successfully and getting them excited about all these cool new features that we're building for them in our little auto shop that will be available for them to use. And I really look forward to that.